Okay, that's decent. A little bit of an angle, but that's alright. Let's see. Alright, you can see my new front here upcoming for review, and do a bit of a gear boogaloo here. I really like those new zipper pulls with gloves. They're still easy to grab onto, and I can easily grab my silky saw there from that division. Silky Gomboy, 240 millimeters. Saw a couple pieces done. Let the saw do the work, and there we go. Frozen solid. Minus 40 with the chill, wind and everything, humidity, but it's a really sunny day and pretty protected in these trees here. I'll use this as the baton. Okay, let's do a bit of a batoning boogaloo here. Some of Mother Nature's best kindling is dead pine with those red needles, and all the small fixed blades that I'm rocking at the moment. Let's go. Do the nastiest piece, face it off with tops. Bob 3.5. Just do a bunch of planks off it. Wow. I'm gonna save that piece to do some carving with. Maybe this piece too. Piece. Another okay piece. Cut that in half. Curve is really tricky there, and I got some big knots, but tops is up for the challenge. Yeah. Okay, I think that proves it, especially with all the other footage you've seen. Let's do the next one. Seen it before, we'll do it again. Conor neonessmk. Do this guy in half. Just a little awkward with the curve. It's going to eject. Let's try this angle. One more funky piece of this. Seeing that can do it. Stainless, S35VN, firecraft 3.5. Do this piece again. That's how you do bigger logs, a small piece. Keep flanking pieces off. Okay, see that can be done. Now let's be very careful. We'll do some kindling with my Mora classic number 1 in the kydex sheath. Excellent neck knife. Absolute little baby size stick tang. Probably do a funky spoon with that. Just like butter. Don't worry, I'll go back, we'll do a quick carving with all the rest of them. Should have just done that with them out, but that's okay. That's why you like mora knives. Let's do another piece. Split it up. So as long as you're careful with the stick tang mora, you can certainly do the job. Mind you, the wood is easier to split when it's frozen and mega cold. Because the cold makes it more brittle. So yeah, I think I proved it there. Last ditch thing you'd want to do with it, but there you go. And now 80% tang, well full tang but hidden, mora bushcraft. Time for the log. One of my favorite blades of all time. You just split it. See? Split it again. Like a little axe. Power of the Scandi grind. And the cold. Go. Stupid knot there. Extra birch bark just for the occasion. And the fluff ball. Deserve to be spoiled. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully last of the bloopers there. And you can see I've got a certain way that I've weaved and attached the paracord to that sheath. This helps just support the paracord a little more, so it doesn't feel quite as, you know, floppy when you're wearing it. So this way it just feels a little more rigid and secure. And the ferro rod that this came with is absolutely rock solid, locked into the sheath. I like this, you know, just plain kind of rectangle pattern. I can switch the ferro rod to either side if I wanted to. You could mount this to a tech lock, etc. And it's just a classic Mora #1 Scandi grind and carbon steel. You know, there's nothing more classic bushcraft than this. Just 3-inch blade, weighs absolutely nothing. It's a great secondary companion. You know, this will do 99% of your tasks. It won't chop, it won't pry, it won't baton huge logs, even though I'm very careful with it. And with some, you know, straight grain pine and spruce, you could absolutely baton your kindling when you're careful with it. But as your secondary option, this thing is an absolute monster. It just absolutely cuts and breezes through wood. It's just amazing. So that's kind of my dedicated neck knife at the moment. Review coming on that. So had this for 3 or 4 years now. The sheath, this ferro rod holster, starting to fall apart. It's just snapping in the cold. And the sheath itself, you could have this upside down and the knife will just fall out, so it's losing retention. I'm going to see if I can take off that diamond sharpening rod and just keep it in the pack as a backup. But the knife itself, 12C27 stainless heat treated by Mora, is probably my favorite, you know, inexpensive stainless steel. You'll get more footage of it outside over the years for more. Over the years, I absolutely love this blade. You know, just the way that the Scandi grind and the heat treatment on this thing just keeps going, just blasts through wood batoning. It's a good food slicer. It's a great potato peeler. Countless ferro rod strikes on that spine. It just keeps an absolute biting, hair shaving edge. I've made countless feather sticks with this. So I would say, you know, for the money, the Mora bushcraft, if you get the carbon or the stainless, doesn't matter. Pretty much the best you could get out there for the money. And the only thing is, of course, just get another sheath. There's lots of kydex and leather ones on eBay. I'm looking at one right now, so I'll decide if I go kydex. Probably leather I would prefer. I just prefer the feel of leather. And I'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, I'm gonna also get a hole drilled in the back there so I can get a lanyard on it. And with that insulated handle, you can just keep using this thing. And this is actually one of my main EDC fixed blades. I mean, obviously it's on the table here, but this is usually either in my pack, riding on my pack, or it's on my belt. The sheath was just a little bit too big and wobbly for a neck knife, but if you get one of those thinner, smaller kydex sheaths that just slip over the blade and a bit of the handle, it'd be a great large neck knife as well. Upcoming review, this is a Conor neonessmk. Just took off the dangler there because even though it was a little more comfortable riding lower on the hip, when you're drawing it out of the blade, out of the sheath, you're still doing that chicken arm sort of thing. Like you really got to crook your elbow to get it out there. But I absolutely love Conor sheaths, like the quality, the stitching. It clicks in like kydex. The exposed part back of the leather here, you can actually use that as a strop if you wanted to. But I kept the metal clasp on, so if I wanted to, I can just get a carabiner, hook it to a pack, or hook it to my belt, etc. So it's a just under 4-inch blade. for 3.5 ounces. And full flat grind. I've got a convex edge going on this guy, but I'm gonna reprofile it 20 degree per side, let's say, and see how it goes. Hard to see, but if this camera will focus, you can't see all the colors, but it's getting a gorgeous patina on that blade from use. Got some purples and blues, dark grays, etc. Just a little dirty from all the sap gunk, etc. So just a good alcohol bath and that'll clean up no problem. But yeah, this is 1095 by Condor. It's got the micarta handles. You got a sharpened spine section up here for striking the ferro rod. You got this swedge up here, good for penetration, and you could spend time on a belt if you had a grinding belt or something like that, and get a second edge. Sorry guys, just wish this thing would focus. And I really like the micarta that Condor uses. It's not super slick like Bark River's micarta. This is more tacky, it has more grip to it. I like how they went with these hollow bolsters, so you could play around with all your different lanyard and lashings. You got this little bit of a hook at the back of the blade. So this is really good for people that have smaller hands, because that hook is going to stay on your pinky and anchor it on really well. And then you got that purchase of your thumb on this flat sharpened ramp up here to the swedge, and that full flat grind. This thing is a slicer. Great paring knife for your food, peeling veggies, slicing meat, etc. And just a lightweight overall great user. Obviously the 2.5, 3 mils thick stock, full profile tang, can definitely blast through wood. The only change I would make is I just get rid of that spike at the back of the handle, or just maybe change the axis a bit so it's a bit flatter this way, just to accompany people with larger, wider hands. I mean, it still works good with gloves on and everything, but for an inexpensive outdoor knife with carbon steel and usually very big Scandi-like bevels, Condor is a really good choice, folks. And you got a whole different range of steels and options, prices, and save best for last. My favorite, you're gonna see the full-length series over time with this guy. The top's Fieldcraft 3.5 with that, dark brown micarta Scandivex bevel, but I've slapped on a 17 degree bevel on there. I just get much better slicing and cutting with it. I much prefer either 17 degree bevel like that, or if they just from factory did a true flat Scandi grind instead of this Scandi grind and then a secondary bevel on it. But you got this dedicated sharpening section on the top, 3.5 inch blade. You've just got the like one of the best ergonomic handles. The swells, the positions of where the bellies are. The belly is almost like a little more angled and positioned at the back, and that is absolutely amazing. It just fits my hand perfectly. Got the nice jimping on the top there to really lock in that purchase. Now using this for food prep, feather sticks, batoning, etc. USA made 1095 by Tops. Very generous lanyard hole. Tried adding on this larger wood bead. I'll probably take that off, but it was just really handy to grab it with thick gloves and being able to feel that bead, and then just purchase a knife and go. And sheath, I got the Kydex one with the new Tops ferro rod. So instead of the 2 magnesium sticks with 1 small ferro rod, it's just a big fat chunk of ferrocerium. Just got some elastic shot cord there. just so it wraps around and just guarantees a better purchase of staying on. I really like the belt swivel clip. I'm going to experiment and take it off, and I'll try wearing it as a neck knife with just some paracord at the top there, so I don't have this thing scratching up my chest, etc. And then I'll even try mounting a tech lock somewhere in that position. So this would be probably the largest, probably most uncomfortable neck knife. Could be done. Probably if you figured out how to wear it under your armpit, so it's more hanging down by your side. But definitely as a small belt knife, it's great. I find with an overshirt or your coat, just hides it so that you don't look like a weirdo walking around with it. I generally do carry it, straight up on my left side, but with a little bit of an angle to it, poking forward, because I find that with the cross draw, I'm not doing that funky, arm crooked chicken arm, trying to draw the blade out of the sheath. And I find that when it's cross drawed, you can reverse grip it with the same hand that you're carrying it on, and it draws out of the sheath comfortably. You can use it, switch your other hand, or just flip it around. Or if you're sitting a cross draw, you can just reach out and then use it a lot easier, because trying to do like the funky chicken arm to draw out your blade is awkward enough standing up. But if you're sitting down and you have to access your blade, cross draw really does have an advantage. And I do like all of these, but if I had to keep only one, obviously it'd be my Topps Fieldcraft. It's just my favorite that I've been using so far, and it was a gift for my birthday from the missus and my son, so definitely the keeper there. And next would definitely be my Mora bushcraft. Just the amount of use you get for this, and surprising how long the edge retention is on the 12C27 blade. And that's what I'm finding. I'm becoming a bit less of a steel snob the more that I've been using blades and experimenting with. I still love the high-end stuff like my 20CV, XHP, etc. But as long as you have a good heat treatment and a steel that has a lot of even distribution of the carbides like 12C27 has, that's all you need. And that's why they make these little diamond sharpeners and pocket sharpeners. So, it's a little dull, just touch it up a bit and you're good to go again. So that's beginning 2021 small fixed blade collection. Just wait and see for more reviews ahead, see what's new and upcoming, and hope to see you guys later. Stay safe out there, and hopefully 2021 will be an absolute blast. See ya.